Come on. Listen, we're shaking it up today. I'm shaking it up. Yes, I have my water, but today I actually have coffee. I'm like, it's cold in Minnesota. Normally I'm not this. Okay. I used to drink coffee all the time. I'm not even lying when I tell you that I drank so much coffee in my 30s when I was raising my kids that, and it had so much International Delight coffee creamer in it that I have a friend who gained 10 pounds the first 3 months we hung out. I'm not joking. It's real. So I used to drink a ton of coffee and now I don't because it's like kind of dehydrating. So I have my water with my electrolytes and then I have my coffee this morning. And now I don't use International Delight Creamer or Coffee Mate or anything. I knew all the flavors, right? Like at Christmas time when peppermint would come out or mocha or when it's October, like now, all the pumpkin and everything. I stopped all of that. But now what I do is I do like real cream and sometimes I'll use like a skinny syrup, like a vanilla sugar-free syrup. But otherwise just cream and I'm happy. I'm so happy. Anyway, okay, let's get into it today. You guys, the topic for today is nobody told me this about insulin and this is the series. So we kind of started yesterday and we talked about, we talked kind of like a part one to insulin issues. And now today I want to get into another one. And this is kind of a little bit of the more hormonal conversation. So I think you're going to find this super interesting. It's so foggy there. Ellen, where are you? Where are you? Oregon. There we go. There you go. I see it. Yeah, isn't that interesting? It's super gloomy here in Minnesota. It's super gloomy. Actually, and if you're local to Minnesota, I have an in-person wellness clinic event this coming weekend, and it's not going to be just me. I also have one of my team members, business team members. She has been a hairstylist for 29 years, and she's going to talk about hair loss. I have a mama of 4 under the age of 3. She's going to talk to stressed out moms. I'm going to talk about liver and fat loss. And then we have my husband talking about longevity and strength. And so what I'm saying is if you are local, let me know because it would be so fun to have you come. And I just need to save your seat. So you have to RSVP to me. And so it's Sunday, the 19th. Okay. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Good morning. Okay, so let's jump into today's topic so that we can get going. Hi, TikTok. Good to see you guys. Jump on in. Come on in from the balcony. And if anybody's just open and available to double tap, I would so appreciate it. We can get this information out even further. So every day, if you don't know this, I'm going to fix my little phone here on Instagram. If you don't know, every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I come on here and we talk about insulin resistance for like a half a minute. And it's meant to just really educate you and to keep you encouraged and hopeful, but also to understand that if you deal with the root cause issues, then you can actually lose weight. You can actually like burn fat. You can actually get off of your scripts. You can actually take back your life. You can actually feel better. You can feel good enough to, this is so crooked. What's going on with that? There we go. I want you guys to actually know that you can be your own advocate and you can figure this out. Just because they don't tell us all this stuff, just because they don't have the posters on the walls in the waiting rooms doesn't mean that we can't educate ourselves. And that's what you're doing by sitting on my content. So I appreciate it. Okay. It's beautiful here in Oklahoma. Oh, Billy, Oklahoma. How fun. You're so close to my girlfriend who lives at North Dallas. It just makes me so happy to think about Oklahoma. You love this season, fall, the fall colors. I know they're really turning up here in Minnesota. They're really turning and it's very, very beautiful. Okay, so let's jump in. Who else did I miss? Good morning, Lynn. Good to see you. Will there be a replay for that? Are you talking about good question, Lynn. We're working on that. I would like to be able to tell you that there will be a replay. I actually have a separate Facebook group, Lynn. And it's one that we post in periodically for like customers and stuff. I mean, you don't have to be a customer, but it's essential nutrition. We might even stream live in there. So I don't know if that's something you're interested in, but we will find out for sure. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Susan. Good to see you. Good morning, Nicole. I love At His Feet Death Doula. Wow. That is amazing, Nicole. Good morning. That's fantastic. Jody, good morning. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at you. Sue from Michigan. I love that. I love that so much. Oh, you guys are amazing. Okay. So let's jump into today's information. It's always so good to see you guys. You just make my day. Okay. So Insulin resistance can actually drive thyroid problems, hot flashes, swings, stubborn weight gain. Like it's kind of the master hormone conversation. And this is why it is so important. And this is why when you can change the way you view everything, man, you guys, the second that it makes sense in your head, the second that this clicks for you will be the minute that you are able to go, oh, okay. So if I then this, you'll kind of like make that connection for yourself. Okay. All right. So here we go. So your hormone chaos might not be completely hormonal at all. Most women think that their hormone problems start with estrogen, progesterone, or thyroid. However, the truth is that insulin is running the show behind the scenes and nobody told us. It's absolutely ridiculous. Good morning, Geraldine. Good to see you. Ridiculous that this is not information that we like talk about enough. So this is why we're changing that narrative. So you can be doing all the right things. You can be eating clean, taking your supplements. You can be exercising. But if insulin is high, your other hormones can't do their job. And that's why then there's a plethora of issues. It's like when I said that in perimenopause, had I understood this in my mid 40s, oh my gosh, it would have changed everything for me. So if you know somebody who's in their late 30s, their early 40s, share out this information to them. Because the truth is that had I known this, had I understood that high insulin tips over all the other hormones, man, what a game changer that would have been for me. I mean, I eventually understood it. It just took longer than it ever needed to take. That's all I'm saying. And let's speed things up for you guys too, right? So it's like the queen bee is off balance. That's what insulin is. And the whole hive goes crazy. That's what's happening. This is one of the biggest missing links that I personally see and I experienced in women over 40. This is literally the conversation to be had all day, every day. Insulin resistance can actually drive thyroid problems, like I was saying, hot flashes. Okay, so like you're thinking estrogen, progesterone, whatever, right? Thyroid, you might be on thyroid meds, et cetera, right? And all that stubborn weight gain, you're thinking, oh, it's menopause weight gain. Well, maybe the timing of it is right, but insulin is the master hormone. So it happens to be your fat storing hormone. So it's the master hormone, the queen bee hormone, but it's a fat storing hormone. So it also talks to your sex and your stress hormones. Chat with your sex and your stress hormones. So when insulin is constantly high from stress, sugar, snacking all the time, that old, bad, terrible, awful information that you should eat every 2 hours for your metabolism. Like maybe if you're a runner or you lift weights, maybe that's a different protocol. But for the average person who's just insulin resistant, that is really bad information because every time you eat, you raise your insulin because that's what your body's going to do that because that's how it works. You raise your insulin to get the energy to go into your cell. Okay. But when it's constantly high, cortisol rises. That's your stress hormone. Estrogen and progesterone fall out of rhythm. The thyroid slows down because your body thinks it's in survival mode. Okay. So the result, you're tired but wired. Does anybody feel like they are tired but wired at times? You have brain fog. Okay. Not thinking super clearly. Your cravings are like freaking out of control. Like, why can't I get my cravings under control? You have irregular cycles or you're in menopause and it is hard season of life, really hard. Okay. Your belly fat literally just won't budge. It like feels like it moved in and it's here to stay. I mean, that's kind of what that feels like when everything is upside down. But I'm telling you, insulin is the master hormone driving this entire freaking bus. So this is why so many women in perimenopause, you're feeling stuck. This is where I was. And it's not just estrogen loss, it's insulin resistance amplifying everything. And I love talking about this because think about how long we live with what's wrong with me? I must be crazy. What happened to my old self? Where did she go? We live with this like forever. And we don't have to think that we're the crazy person anymore. We don't have to do that, right? So this is what's happening with each hormonal system. Let's get into this. I think this will be very good information. Nicole says, all the things. Yes, 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 and yes. Patty, thyroid meds. It's working now. I actually sweat and you didn't before. Wow. What does that mean, Patty? Like, I don't even understand. So tell me what that means. Because you're taking thyroid meds, or because you got off of a thyroid med, or tell me what you mean by that. Luana, good morning. Marilyn from New York. Yes, please. Interested if you stream live. Okay, Lynn. Good to know. Good to know. I will, you know what? It's a goal. It's a goal. And this is for this in-person event in Minnesota this weekend. It's a goal. So I think you probably would really like it. It's just what our little business team is doing. I should say, not little business team, but a little piece of it. So anyway, here we go. All right. So ovaries. Let's talk about ovaries for half a minute. High insulin makes your ovaries produce more testosterone and less progesterone. Okay, so let's just repeat that for a second. So you should be saying to yourself, what you're telling me, what I hear you saying is that if I have high insulin in my body, it's high all the time, my ovaries are producing more testosterone and less progesterone. So that's what happens then when you have irregular cycles, PCOS-like symptoms, and midsection fat, okay? So this is the whole belly fat conversation, right? Now let's move to thyroid for just a second, because a lot of you resonate with thyroid conversation. A lot of you. Insulin resistance slows the conversion of T4 to T3. T4 to T3, which is your active thyroid hormone, okay? You feel cold, sluggish, your hair is thinning, and you can't lose weight. Anybody? You're hypo. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. Good Minnesota morning to you, Lisa. We're doing an in-person event this Sunday. If you had the wherewithal to come to Maple Grove on the 19th, you just let me know. Slows the conversion of T4 to T3, which is your active thyroid hormone. This is maybe why you're feeling cold, you're sluggish, and your hair is thinning, and you can't lose weight. And then the last piece right here is adrenals. So let's talk about adrenals. Stress hormones like your cortisol and your adrenaline, okay, they spike insulin, keeping your body in storage mode, like store. And this is what we do not want. We do not want fat storage mode. Raise your hand if you want fat storage mode. There might be one person out there. I don't know. You're running on fumes literally all day. You're craving sugar or your caffeine in the middle of the afternoon. So now I am having some coffee this morning, but I wasn't craving caffeine. I just wanted to be warm. I wanted to be warm in Minnesota, and I'm not a huge tea person, so maybe I need to learn how to be. I like it if it's peppermint. I should say that. But anyway, so your stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, they spike insulin. They keep your body in fat storing mode, and you're running on fumes all day, craving sugar and caffeine in the middle of the afternoon. Super common for us to be in that realm of in the midday, bam, where's the sugar? Where's the coffee, etc. Right? All right. How to balance them back out? How do you get balance to your hormone conversation inside of your body? Well, that's why we're talking so much about insulin. Lower your insulin first. Lower your insulin first. What do I talk about every single day? If you have high insulin, you cannot burn fat. And if you have a sluggish liver, you cannot burn fat. We have to deal with the core root cause issues. So it goes right back to eating protein first in the morning. I got up this morning. I had 2 small slices of my egg white bread and 3 eggs. And I actually did bacon this morning. I usually don't have bacon in the house. But last weekend, it's probably the cold weather. My husband and I were like, let's get some bacon. We want our house to smell like bacon. So that's what I had. So a lot of protein. What would that be? 30, 40, might have been 45 grams of protein. And now I will just be full for hours. And my insulin will be low because it will take very little insulin to deal with what I just ate. Very little. I'll be full, satiated, balanced. So get your protein before lunch. Don't get it from grains. Don't get it from legumes. Get it from meat and eggs. Okay. Things like that. Okay. So like sometimes I do chicken sausages, etc. So cut out your sugar and your grains and your constant snacking. So this is how you can lower your insulin, like right away at the beginning of the day. Bam, you're eating, but you don't have to eat, but when you do eat, like I got up at 7:30 and I didn't eat until about 10. So that's kind of normal for me. But I'm just saying, like, you don't have to eat right away, but when you do, have protein that is stabilizing. Number 2, you have to support your gut and your liver. Because you need to deal with your inflammation in your gut and the absorption, the lack of absorption. Insulin resistance actually creates leaky gut. It's like it's poking holes inside of your gut lining, and that's leaching out the nutrients and the toxins, right? And you want to support your liver because your liver will help to detox hormones and help to balance hormones. It's like every conversation is the same. It's all connected. All connected. Lisa, I know if you're sensitive to eggs, it does make it harder because then you do have to focus more like on get yourself some chicken sausages or, be creative. Like if you like Mexican food, and you may or may not, but if you like Mexican food, have ground beef with hot sauce on it or something like that. But you're right. Being sensitive to eggs can be a stinker sometimes, right? Number 3, calm your stress response. So take magnesium at night. I talk about that a lot. I talked about that in the webinar this last weekend. Deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Do things like that can calm your stress response. Take walks. Instead of doing a lot of cardio, just start to walk and get your body moving, get your lymphatic system moving, right? Make sure that your sleep is on point. Do whatever you have to do to figure out your sleep. Do whatever you have to do. It's one of the lives that I did a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to have a sleep station at our in-person event talking about or just sharing that depending upon why you're having a hard time sleeping might depend upon what you want to be taking for that. Okay. Because I can help people customize those pieces. You can always reach out to me for that if you need help with prioritizing your sleep. But you have to think of insulin as your hormone thermostat. I do have a recipe for the egg white bread. So right here on my site, I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you screenshot that? It's also a link on my bio. It's a link on my bio. Once you get on my site, if you scroll up just a little bit, it's right there for you. And I make it all the time. Let me see here. When you go to my first last name.com, and I didn't fix it for Facebook again. I should have done that. It's okay. Hold on. Change my screen. There you go. Right there. It's hard to see, isn't it? There we go. It is there now. How come yesterday it wasn't? This is so bizarre. Anyway, okay. Right there. KirstenLiebelt.com. Okay. You're welcome. When you go there, you'll see my face. Scroll up. We're going to talk about these 4 little sets right there, but scroll up. I have to be careful with Chickadee Talk. And then right here, there's 3 free resources. One of them is the egg white bread. I think it's this one. Yep. It's that second button. And that's the egg white bread recipe for you. Okay. Just to let you know. There you go. Will my husband eat the egg white? Yeah, sure. Sure. But he doesn't care like I care. So he does not eat. He really reacts to gluten and to grain now. So he's very careful now. So sometimes I think that he would maybe say he would prefer egg life wraps if he's going to do something like that. And you can get those at like Walmart or Aldi's. He does like those. But I do the egg white bread for myself all the time. And yeah, sure, he would. If I made him a grilled cheese, he'd be so happy. Just cut it nice and thin. Make a grilled cheese. It's really good. But anyway. Lucy. Yes, I think that's me. Okay, hold on. Patty, that's so good. Okay. It's because my thyroid felt dead and now it's awake. You're still on meds. So you feel like your journey is helping to change because you're converting. You're converting your hormones. That's fantastic. That makes me so excited. You had all of those thyroid symptoms, cold sensitivity and hair loss, many more. And so what you're saying, are you telling me, Patty, that like being on the total body reset, you're finding you're like turning your body starting to function? Is this like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think that's what you're saying. Sue says, yep. Okay, perfect. This is all very exciting. It's so fun. I get so excited for your journeys because I'm telling you, it's like, we just never had to be crazy people this whole time. We just didn't have to be crazy people having people maybe dismiss what we were saying, like not listening to us and just being like, God, it's so interesting. I heard this reel. This was about maybe 3 weeks ago. And on a weekend, we went to a friend's house. It was a business team gathering, and all the girls were playing bananagrams. I love bananagrams. We were playing bananagrams, and we were sitting around and we were chatting, and we started talking about, supplementation and, kind of just sharing with each other how to better our bodies and how to function better. Because, as women, we do have the one thing that's in common, which is we all own our own businesses and being on a business team. But you know what? We want better marriages and we want better function. We want to feel better. We want to not think like we're crazy and all of these things. And so it was a really good, safe place to share. And somebody shared, hey, I just saw this reel, and there was this one doctor saying that when she became a doctor and she had somebody come into her room and sharing symptoms of whatever, maybe perimenopause or whatever. And the other doctors in the group, and I'm sure that this is not widespread. This was an isolated incident, but I'm going to share it anyway. And they said to her, oh, you got yourself a WW. And she's like, well, what's that? I go, oh my gosh, I just saw this reel. I can't believe you're talking about this. I just saw this. She's like, yeah. She goes, what did that stand for? I don't remember. And I said, oh, I remember. You got yourself a WW, a whiny woman. So now I'm sure that that's not, like widespread. I'm not trying to just, completely tear down the medical industry, because obviously we like doctors and we want doctors, right? But what if you had an encounter and you didn't know why you weren't being heard, you weren't being listened to, and all you wanted to do was feel better. All you wanted to do was function, like just stop the insanity, right? Joan, you've tried the egg white wraps. I've done them many, many times. You're welcome, Joan. She says, thank you for the explanations. Most definitely, Patty. Patty, I'm so in love with your transition, with your transformation. This is very exciting because I'll tell you, nothing, the saying used to be, nothing feels as good. Hold on. What is that saying, you guys? Nothing feels as good as skinny feels. Is that what it's called? Okay, I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. You know that saying. And I completely disagree with that. Even though, yep, I lost my 3 sizes. I've kept it off. That really is the biggest part of the story. All of those things, because once you understand why this is happening, you have the key forever. But I'd say nothing feels as good as gaining back your body function so that you can, this is for me, get down on the floor with my grandbabies, have enough energy to keep up with them at the zoo. I wake up and I don't ache. I have energy. I have mental clarity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I turned 60 this year. I feel like I just now started. I've only just begun. Instead of thinking that I'm supposed to ramp down and then I'm supposed to just, this is how it goes. No, that's why I tell you this has nothing to do with your age. Has nothing to do with your age. You can fix this. I don't care what your age is. I honestly don't care. Claudette was 74. She lost 45 pounds last year. She's running circles around the 20-something-year-olds on her feet at 74. She's 75, excuse me, now. But it's because you're taking back your life. You're taking back your function and you're becoming an advocate. And so, Patty, yay! All right, I'm going to go through the total body reset. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Thank you, Karen. That's what it is. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. There you go. She had it too. You guys are so good. I knew you guys would know. I knew it. Okay. So today I've decided I'm going to go through the total body reset completely differently than I have been. Okay. Because we did some stuff at the, in the webinar that we did this last weekend, where I was going through kind of, extra supplementation, kind of the outside of the total body reset that I do. And I just wanted to give you a different view of talking about this. So here we go. This is exciting because, if you can use like a foundational system to help your insulin, your liver, and your gut, which are the three things that I talk about all day, every day ad nauseum. I'm a broken record, but listen, don't you want to know that it's that simple? Don't you want to know that this is not rocket science? Like there are people that have terminal diagnoses. That's not us, right? Insulin resistance isn't supposed to be a terminal diagnosis. Yes, my dad died at 63. Type 2 diabetes. Apparently his was terminal, but it's not supposed to be that way. Okay. So let's jump into this. So the total body reset, that's what Patty's using. And that's what she is saying. And I think Patty, you started in August. So I think maybe you're 60 days in, and she's saying that her body is now functioning, like her thyroid is back, starting that whole function again. So her symptoms are falling away. And I'm trying to remember, I feel like you also said, Patty, that like your hips don't hurt anymore. So this is what's happening when you can reduce the inflammation in your body. So let's go through the total body reset, our 6 products. Okay. And then you can do different configurations of those 6 products as you want to. Okay. And when you go to my site, which is my first last name, kirstenliebelt.com. Okay. And it's right here on Facebook. It's right at the bottom of my screen. And for everybody else, I have to be careful with TikTok. The link is in my bio. Okay. So that's what it is I'll do it a little bit over there, but then I have to come back here to Instagram. I just don't want to get flagged anymore. They like pull back your viewership big time. But when you get on there, here's my face. Okay. You'll see my face. You started in June. Thank you for clarifying that. I can't tell you how alive I feel now. So amazing. What? That makes me so happy, Patty. That makes me so happy. And now her daughter is going to start. You hate that skinny marketing. That's just not the goal. You avoid products that use it. Yep. Yay, Patty. I cannot tell you how alive I feel now. So amazing. That makes me happy. So here we go. So my face, and then these are the 4 buttons. These 4 buttons are going to be the different configurations of the total body reset. The last button is the total body reset. Okay. So you can go to my site. You can look at all of those all on your own. You can be like, hey, listen, lady, I don't even want to talk to you. I just dropped one. I don't even want to talk to you. I just want to know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. A lot of you do that. Totally fine. Just don't check out as a guest. Just hear me. Don't check out as a guest. Register as a customer with your name. Get the best shipping. Be a part of the customer campaign if that's where you fall in your dollar amount, so that you can get $75 erased in December. Like, do that. Okay. But let's go through these in a completely different way today. I'm kind of excited to do this for you. So, all right. So we talk about the gut primer all the time, right? It's not just a greens product. It's 6 blends in one container. This is where so many amazing testimonies come from. I have customers that have short gut syndrome, and so they have the vulnerability of diarrhea all day long. I have the bloating and the constipation on the other side, where they were taking over-the-counter, meds all the time, and or products, I should say, and that has its own issues, where then maybe you don't want to be traveling, or you don't know how you're going to feel at somebody's house, and you don't feel good, right? So this has 6 gut-supporting blends, which are like fermented greens, fruits and veggies, alkaline spices, prebiotics, digestive enzymes, and postbiotics. But it's helping you with bloating, with energy, nutrient absorption. Okay. It's where the healing starts, because when the gut is inflamed, nothing else works properly. Insulin resistance is creating your leaky gut. The inflammation is, and your gut is from your mouth all the way down to the exit. So your gastrointestinal tract, you need to get it back on track, is really what it is. Little tiny scoop, super easy. I already had mine this morning. I put mine in cold water, green tea-esque, turmeric-y, gingery. Okay. I take mine like a wellness shot because I'm just not going to sip green tea, whether it's cold or whether it's hot. And you can heat this because a probiotic is not in it. Okay. So that's number one. Now I'm going to move on to, this is actually one of the parts of the trio. This is a glucose product. I have to be careful over on TikTok. Got to be careful. This is actually a capsule that you take 3 times a day. This supports, see, they just did it. They just restricted me because I showed that. That's what they do. All right. Supports blood sugar balance and insulin sensitivity. Okay. Contains trace minerals that help your body use insulin more efficiently. This is so many good testimonies come out of this, just so many. But this is your daily blood sugar stabilizer. Okay. Less spikes, fewer cravings. You got it? Okay. Yep, that's what that is. Then the second part of the trio is for your liver. And you have to understand that, you know, your liver, when it is sluggish, you're not burning fat. This one is if your insulin is high, you're not burning fat. And this one is if your liver is sluggish, you're not burning fat. So super important. This also helps with your liver. Okay, this is liver also. 3 of the 6 are liver. So this is your liver. This is basically helping to detoxify and reduce your visceral fat in your liver. When your liver can't keep up, fat loss stops. This gets your filter working again. So this is for your filter. All right, hold on. Uno momento. Oh, and I should say also too that the primer, this, because when you're inflamed with your gut, it's affecting your cortisol, it's affecting your insulin signaling, meaning that your body is staying in stress mode. So you want to get that inflammation down as fast as you can. Okay. And then when your insulin comes down, your estrogen, your progesterone, and your thyroid finally get to do their jobs. I feel like this is a part of what Patty is experiencing. Okay. So get that insulin down, and then now her thyroid can finally do its job. This one is key for like hormone harmony. Okay. Now, the liver one, you just can't have a clogged liver because it's like traffic. Your hormones can't clear, your insulin can't drop. Like it's very frustrating, right? And then you can't burn your fat, and you're like, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep feel like I'm hitting a brick wall? Now, when it comes to the orange pixie stick that we talk about all the time, this is actually a clinical dose of an extract, but it's targeting visceral belly fat. And this is why people get such amazing results with losing the inches under the bust, the waist, and the hips. This is straight out of the sports nutrition line. And so it is created to target the visceral fat so that your BMI changes, so that your, who's in the house? Cheryl, thank you. Good to see you. She's sending me a heart on TikTok. Thank you, Cheryl. Good to see you. You know, you just made my day because they just restricted my views. Tickety-tock, tickety-tock. Anyway, it's just bots, but still they catch everything, right? This was created to change your BMI. So this actually changes your body composition. But the best news about this is always that it helps. I've had a customer have an MRI done of her fatty liver, and it went from bad to mild using this like over the course of a year, 90 days on, 30 days off. So this is super important, but it also has L-glutamine in it, which supports blood sugar stability, and it curbs your sugar cravings. So this one helps to curb the sugar cravings, and so does this one. So I'm just telling you, like as a total body reset, there are so many amazing pieces that are overlapping and helping. So when your insulin is high, your fat piles up in the belly. Okay. This is helping to release that, right? It's your switch to get the liver and fat cells working again. All right. The last one of the trio is this one, which it helps with, you're amazing. Thank you, Penny. Oh my gosh. See, look at what happens. They restrict my views, and then my friends show up. They see my stuff. That's very cool. Thank you, Penny. I appreciate you. The trio, this is the last one. This helps with metabolism, and it has a green tea extract in it. And so it's fat metabolism and insulin sensitivity. Also supports balanced estrogen metabolism, reduces oxidative stress, This is really like great for women in midlife who feel stuck, that kind of a thing. But again, when your insulin drops, your body can finally use stored fat. And this is helping your cells to become more responsive again. So that's that layer. And then the very last one is the probiotic. This is why this is such a great like reset. So the probiotic, you may not understand that having something that will help your mood and your hormone balance is so freaking important when you are repopulating your microbiome. Okay, so it contains strains that help with serotonin production, your feel-good neurotransmitter, supports estrogen metabolism through the gut-liver axis that reduces inflammation, that drives cortisol and insulin up. And so your gut is actually helping to regulate your estrogen and your mood. So that's why when I talk about like the primer and the probiotic, is so key to this whole system and what it's doing. So it's helping everything from cravings to like if somebody still has their cycle to PMS to your sleep, like all of it. So these 6 are working together. Here, I'll show it to you like I normally do. This is how I normally show it. These 6 are working together. Where's my screen? There we go. See my screen. Okay, so these 6 are working together. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a symphony. How does that sound? Kind of like a symphony. The gut primer is calming the gut so the hormones can communicate. Remember, because they're talking to each other. Remember, your glucose health stays steady. It steadies your insulin. The glucose health is helping to steady your insulin. You need to have steady insulin. The liver one is helping to clear your old hormones and toxins. You need to be able to, your liver needs to be able to dump bad estrogen, dump the excess cortisol. Your liver needs to be able to function. Liver. This is releasing the visceral fat. So this is liver also. And then this one is actually helping, the little one is helping to retrain your cells to respond to insulin again. Okay. So this is keeping like it is the conversation, liver, gut, insulin. If you can have a root cause philosophy, you're going to get so much further. And I'm just going to go right back to what Patty just said, because I feel like this is so important. Hold on. I can't tell you how alive I feel now. So amazing. I can't tell you how alive I feel. And she was talking about how she can tell that her thyroid is functioning again, like it began to jumpstart her thyroid function. Making a mess. And she can tell because her symptoms are falling away. Okay, so she's still on her meds, but it's like, oh, like my engine is back. Well, what if then that leads to, and I can't make any claims, I just have so many of you that have told me the scripts you've gotten off of. Don't listen to me. Listen to everybody else's stories. And I go through the list and then I forget, and some of you help me remember. Somebody she got off of an IBS, fibro, STATIN, anti-anxiousness, anti-sadness, high BP, trying to think of all of them. MET, that's kind of a given. Those are the ones I'm remembering right now, but it is kind of the stream. Oh, heart, cardiologist, heart. There's so many testimonies, and it's all because it's not because there's magic hands. It's not because it's jazz hands and pixie dust. This is literally saying, if you will go inside of your body and you will focus on your liver, your gut, and your insulin, your body begins to like rev up that engine. It's like, and you start to function again. And then you don't need the peripheral things necessarily. Like, again, I won't make claims on that. I'm just going to say, so many of you have been able to return that back and to check this one off the list, no more, check this one off the list, no more, etc. Right? And that then gives you less appointments, maybe less stops at the drugstore, maybe less side effects, less everything. And so instead of managing a pill box of meds and extra symptoms, maybe you start managing just the daily routine of supplementation. And now you're feeling better. And now you can actually exercise. You can actually move, Patty's saying she feels alive again. Like that's because maybe we get used to being lulled into the, we forget how good we felt. We forget because we not compromise, but we kind of just meld into the new norm, whatever that new norm is, whether it's less energy or more aches and pains or whatever. We're like, well, this is kind of just the way it is. No. What if it's not? What if it's not? What if it doesn't have to be that way? Okay. Hold on. So Julie, hiya, Kirsten. Sorry, 18 to the party. What are we talking about? Oh, late to the party. Got it, Julie. We are actually talking about how insulin is the master hormone and basically is tipping over all of your other hormones. Your hormonal issues in menopause, perimenopause, menopause, whatever, it's actually not about your estrogen and your progesterone. It's actually about your insulin first. And then that is affecting all of your other hormones. And so dealing with your insulin first is really the key. Shirley says, I'm sure that the gut primer is what is calming my reflux problem. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And there's another script that people have gotten off of. Somebody just told me that. I don't know how to pronounce it. So it's OMEZAPROLE. I think it is. I've never taken that, but somebody just got off of that a couple of weeks ago. They texted me. Love your liver, Patty says. I know. I had a t-shirt that says that. I need to get a new one. Love your liver. I had a girlfriend make it for me. So sweet. Nothing feels as good as being fit and healthy. I did not use the word skinny. By the way, I made the egg bread again and I used egg beaters. Get out. 16-ounce egg whites. Yep. Okay. And it looked a lot better. Very good. Room temp, more like yours. Pretty. Oh, also had a setback because you made a pumpkin squares with cream cheese frosting. Julie, I may or may not understand what you're talking about. You know, you could find a keto. You can make those. I made a keto pumpkin roll. I think it was 2 Christmases ago. Phenomenal. So good. I need to edit my my recipe videos for you guys because, you know, Facebook deleted all of my Facebook lives in the group. And so before they did that, I downloaded a bunch of my recipe live videos and I need to get those edited and get those back, to get those up on my YouTube or something so that you can have those available again, because that pumpkin roll was amazing. And I'm trying to think, where did I probably get it? I'll bet anything. I got it off of I either got it off of Maria Emmerich. Thank you, Cheryl. Maria Emmerich's website, ketomaria.com, or All Day I Dream About Food. And it was a pumpkin roll, a keto pumpkin roll. And you're making the cake on parchment paper, like in a jelly roll pan, and you're making all the cream cheese yumminess and you're rolling it and slicing it like the little spindles. Really, really good. So you know what? You can do pumpkin and cream cheese. There's just a better way. So Karen says, yes, please. What are you saying yes, please to, Karen? I'm sorry. What did I say? Tell me what you're saying yes to. Okay. So if anybody needs anything from me today, if you're like, listen, lady, I actually don't even know if what you're saying is true. Like if I really did focus on this, you know, would that even do anything for me? All I'm going to tell you is this. Number one, there's a 6-month guarantee on all the products. You do not have to take my word for it. You can listen to some of the other ladies. What are people saying yes to? What did I ask for? You need to get something to help my liver, as none of the supplements are specific for. These are. What are you taking, Julie? Tell me. Oh my gosh. Who is loving on me, redhead girl? Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you. Who are you, redhead girl? Now I have to think about who you are. Recipes. Did I say recipes? Hold on, Karen. Oh, yes. Okay. Yay. Get the videos done. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I know. That's on my list because I feel like it would be super helpful for you guys just to see some of the things that we made over the last couple of years in the group. And like I said, they kind of took them away. So it is what it is, but I will do that. I will absolutely do that. But anyway, Julie, for your liver, I'll just do this and then I'm going to tell you guys, and then I'll finish what I was going to say. The orange pixie stick is for your liver. This tablet is for your liver. And then the gut primer is for your liver. All three of these are huge in the liver category. And I'm convinced that these 3 out of the 6 that I just talked about, the total body reset, that's what's helping Patty with her thyroid function, among other conversations. But your thyroid hormones are converted in your liver. So it's a really big deal. So anyway, so there are definitely some of you that are like, I just don't know if I can, I've never succeeded. I've never been able to fill in the blank. I have, in the past been somebody who has only that Monday morning mentality. And then I totally falter and I totally fail. Thank you, Cheryl. And I just don't think I can believe in myself anymore. Well, this is the thing, if you have a 6-month guarantee, why not give yourself a 90-day run? Give yourself half of that, just half of that, and do the total body reset. Okay. Make sure you're a registered customer. Don't check out as a guest with me. And then what'll happen is number 1, you'll get free shipping. But then number 2, when you do the total body reset, October, November, December, in December, they're going to erase $75 off of that third order. That is a huge reward for your own consistency. And now you did the holidays completely different than everybody else around you. I mean, the fact that, so Patty started in June, so July, August, September, she's in her 4th month and she's like, I feel so alive. I can't even tell you. And it's because she has begun that process of getting her engine back up and running again. She has started that process of getting her hormones to properly talk to each other again. And that makes us feel like our old self again. That's what makes us go, oh, there she is. And then you have to stop requiring your body to fix itself in 2 weeks. You have to stop doing that. Most people are like, you're on a good year journey. You're on a good 2-year journey. It took me 3 to 4 years just to switch out my foods because I didn't have me on video. I didn't have me. And I actually didn't even have everything that you guys have access to. They hadn't launched those other products before. I only had the trio. So I was just slower. I was really dealing with my own emotional food issues and all of my Italian self. I was dealing with all of that. And so I no shamed my way into taking one step at a time, one ingredient at a time. I didn't shame myself if I had the pumpkin, bar with the cream cheese, or whatever they were serving at a Christmas party that I just didn't have in that moment, the wherewithal to say no or whatever. And I would just say, nope, it's okay. Maybe I'm stalling myself out for a while. That's okay. I'm going to enjoy my social event. I'm going to, right? Because you have to talk yourself through these things. Only you can have this conversation in your head. Nobody can do it for you. So putting Band-Aids all over you with programs that tell you eat this bar and then 2 hours later, eat this package and then 2 hours later, eat this. That's BS. I'm sorry. I don't even know what program I'm talking about. I don't have one in my head, but you need to learn how to eat real food that does not spike your sugars and call on insulin. And then you need to get your body to freaking function again. Function. Fire. Go, right? You're welcome, Julie. Yeah, drop me a voice message. Oh, in the UK. Got it, Julie. Got it. Yep. Yeah, I wonder what you can get in the UK. There's got to be, but drop me a voice message. Absolutely. Because you're right. In the UK. That's not my domain, right? But I do have a lot of people from Australia, the UK. It's so much fun. That makes you feel like a whole lot better now that you've said that. You thought it was taking ages for me to get back on track. Take some time. Take some time to actually, because you're on a healing journey, you are not on a typical weight loss journey. That's not what this is. You need to heal and seal your gut. You need to get your liver back up functioning again. You need to get your insulin to come down. It takes some time. Okay. Take some time. So anybody who needs the total body reset, you can go on my site, kirstenliebelt.com. It's on the screen for Facebook. It's right here for Instagram. It's in my bio. So there's a link in my bio for you guys. Okay. There's a link in my bio. You can go there, and then right up here at the top, there's the 4 buttons, 4 different choices of those 6 products. This last one is the total body reset. Okay. So you can go there, or like Julie, she's going to send me a voice message just to have some clarification because she's in the UK, but you can send me a voice message too. You can get into my messenger, you can get into my Instagram DMs, and you can say, listen, I actually do want to get up and running so that I can do the rest of October and then November and December. And I then am overflowing into January completely differently than I did before. I've never done a new year like that before. I've never navigated my holiday social settings before actually feeling more alive again, actually feeling like my symptoms were a little bit more at bay. My cravings were down. I've never done that before. I've always just barreled into the holidays, full steam ahead into, I can't wait to get to so-and-so's house because this is the food they make. And I can't wait to get to this person's house or this activity or this corporate party or whatever, because all I can think about are all of the fun things that they're going to serve. And what if then you actually had the wherewithal and a little, just, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be total control, but what if you had better control? What if you just felt a little bit more in control because your body was actually talking to each other properly? Your hormones were actually chatting well. I'm just saying. Penny, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. So you can have a different experience. And probably the 3 to 4 years that it took me to trade out my ingredients, it took me about 3 to 4 Christmases to really nail it well. And then when I did, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go make that keto pumpkin roll, which is so amazing. And I'm going to bring it to every social event that I'm going to go to this winter. Or I'm going to have it on hand in my refrigerator, and I'm going to take a slice and I'm going to eat it before I go to the party. I mean, that's just all mindset stuff, right? I'm going to have the yumminess available to me before I even hit somebody's house. And then I'm just going to choose not to care. Or if everybody's a food pusher and a bully around me, I'm going to take a piece and I'm just going to kind of pretend like I'm nibbling at it or whatever. Like, you just have to do what you have to do in that moment. Some people are super pushers and you don't want to be the center of attention. Like, just freaking leave me alone. Just pay attention to what you're eating, not me. I'm just saying, I may or may not have had a few encounters in my brain. You are so welcome, Julie. So, all right, you guys have the best day ever. Tomorrow, I'll be back at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to do another episode of Nobody Told Me This About Insulin. And if you missed yesterday's, go back to the replay. And if you don't know where the replays are, like TikTok, because it's not there, go to my YT, go to my U place, tube place. Go there, and my replays are up there. And so go back to yesterday, and then today is number 2, and then tomorrow will be number 3, okay? How long does the bread last, and can you freeze it? Great question, Karen. I've never frozen it. I don't know if it would freeze well. How long does it last? I take mine fully cooled. I wrap it loosely in paper towels, and I put it in a Ziploc baggie, half open, because egg whites are moisture. And that's how I store it. I should talk about that more often with people. And then I would say probably lasts me for 4 days. 4 days, probably not much longer than that, because it will begin to shrink in volume. Okay. And it, yeah, 3 to 4 days is a good gauge on that. And, it's just one small little loaf. And, you don't want dried out egg white bread, that kind of a thought process, but you can take that recipe and you can turn it into little danishes. You can turn it into a sweet bread. You can do a lot with it. Okay. So that recipe can get you very far once you understand how to make it, and it goes well. So, all right. Have a great day, you guys. Love you. Love you. Oh, I got to do the thing on TikTok, the puzzle. All right. See you later. Have a really good Wednesday. Bye, you guys.